Okay, I'm going to take a couple of minutes to explain to you the management potato, or the potato of performance. It's a little theory I've made up really about how you can manage people. Very, very simple, but if only all bosses would do this. Now, the idea is that if you look at somebody's performance, they're mostly okay, most of us are fine. We've got an area of excellence, and we've got an area where we're perhaps not so good. And the question is, what do? Which bit do you focus on? And of course, most bosses will focus on this bit here, as we know. But what will happen if you do that? And the answer is, when we criticise people, they will avoid whatever they get pain for. They'll just avoid that part of their work or that behaviour. And they won't bother with this, because why should you? You never get any thanks. And so quite quickly, the performance is reduced, nibbled away. Do you know the feeling of having your potato nibbled away? And you end up then with reduced performance. Maybe you make a mistake over here, you get criticised for that. In the end, you just do less and less, and eventually your performance shrivels away into the prune of performance, and that's the problem. The prune of performance. So, what do we do to avoid the potato turning into a prune? And the answer is, when somebody makes a mistake, we're philosophical about it. We say, look, these things happen, don't worry about it. The only people who don't make any mistakes are the people who don't do anything. And the point is, do you know what you're going to do differently next time? We're supportive, we're in kind of coaching mode, and we say, look, I know you can do it. It's just one of those things, you can do it. And they want to prove to themselves they can do it, and they want to prove to us that our faith in them is justified and they can do it. So supportive about that, and they will then do more of that to prove it. Of course, on top of that, we also need to comment on this, surely, don't we? So we can say well done and thank you and encourage them to do more of that. And then they'll do more of that as well. And in fact, they're so pleased about being noticed here and supported here, they'll probably do more of this as well. So you end up with the potato growing and growing, and eventually becoming the pumpkin of performance. And that's what we want, rather than the prune. So the moral of the management potato is, people mean well, they don't deliberately make mistakes. They criticise themselves, you don't need to kick them as well. Support and encourage when they have difficulties, and notice good behaviour. If only all bosses did that.